Subject A, good hedgehog. Subject B, evil hedgehog. Introducing Shadow from Sonic Adventure 2. Now you can choose to be Sonic, the good hedgehog, and try to save the world. Or Shadow, the evil hedgehog, and conquer it. What kind of hedgehog are you? Rated E for everyone, only on Dreamcast.
So is it canon now that Shadow can eat a cow? Hello everybody, NitPicker1 here complaining about issues great and small for your entertainment. And today we're going to be nitpicking Sonic Adventure 2 for the PC, originally on the Dreamcast. As that commercial sells. Sonic Adventure 1 up to this point was one of the best Sonic games ever made, but it was really ambitious, and with ambitions became shortcomings. So how much got fixed in Sonic Adventure 2 as opposed to Sonic Adventure 1, and what did they take away and expand upon in the sequel? Let's find out. Let's nitpick Sonic Adventure 2 for the PC. Alright, so as usual, let's get the plot summary out of the way. And thankfully on my end, things are easier this time around because there's only two stories, the hero story and the dark story, which I'm a little bit mixed on. On one hand, it is more linear and condenses all the stories into one, but I don't know, I kind of like the open-ended nature of having multiple stories in Sonic Adventure focusing on different characters. However, I understand why Sonic Team wanted to ditch that and just do two stories and roll all 6 characters into one. So whatever. Anyway, I'm going to try to combine both stories into one coherent plot as I did with Sonic Adventure. The story starts with the dark story with Eggman, which he is just called now. Yeah, for some reason Adventure 1 they made a huge deal about him being called Robotnik, but then in Adventure 2 they just dropped it and went with Eggman. Kind of weird, but alright. Eggman breaks into a secret military base to uncover a secret operation left behind by his grandfather, Gerald Robotnik, labeled Project Shadow, which he then awakes, introducing one of the two main characters into the franchise, Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow breaks Eggman out of the military base and instructs him to go to the space colony Ark while he gathers the Chaos Emeralds. Meanwhile, Knuckles and the second main character, Rouge the Bat, are hanging out in an Echidna temple, fighting over the Master Emerald, when Eggman comes in to steal it. But Knuckles flies up and shatters it into pieces. Kind of an overreaction, but you know what, you do you, Knuckles. So now he has to recollect all the pieces with Rouge hunting them as well. Shadow, while on the top of a bridge during his emerald hunt, reminisces about an old friend named Maria who sent Shadow to Earth after the government took over the space colony Ark. Before being shot into space, Maria asks Shadow to keep a promise, but his memory is a bit hazy, so he comes to the conclusion that Maria made Shadow promise to enact revenge on the whole planet for the misdeeds of mankind. So with Shadow's goals set, he heads out to find a Chaos Emerald. Sonic runs into a military mech called Bigfoot on his way out of the city, and after taking him down, Shadow shows up and takes the Chaos Emerald that apparently a military officer was carrying. Whatever. Shadow uses Chaos Control to escape, and Sonic gets arrested by the police because they think he was the one they've been chasing. Okay, now, a lot of people have problems with this plot point, that being that the police mistake Shadow for Sonic, and I wrote an entire summary about trying to make sense of it, and I think I did, but honestly, I toss it all out. Currently, with my viewer and subscriber count, I'm very anxious about keeping the viewers engaged, and I don't think many people would like to see what I put in the old script. If you want me to make a separate video, or better yet, upload a separate version of the nitpick with, I don't know, a writer's cut or something, and it be an hour, you can tell me, but I doubt it. I doubt anyone cares. I just cut it out of this script, but I do have the old script with me, so I'd be happy to make another one, but I doubt it. Anyway, I don't know about this plot point. Personally, it never bothered me. Yeah, I know, the nitpicker isn't bothered by something, but I don't know. Just, it never really bothered me. Now, if Shadow was like, I don't know, a warthog, then I'd be asking questions. But the fact he's the same species as Sonic, on the same power level, and Sonic is relatively new to the population of San Francisco, I don't know. It's not that bad in my personal opinion. But anyway, the point I'm getting at is that I'm not going to touch it. I don't agree with the criticisms towards it, but I'm not taking the time to explain why I disagree unless you guys want to see that, okay? Okay, moving on. Shadow goes to the Space Colony Ark with Eggman, meeting up with him, and Shadow explains a powerful weapon on board the Ark, the Eclipse Cannon, proposing that Eggman could use the power of it to scare planet Earth and take it over. Eggman agrees to harness the power of the Eclipse Cannon, and Rouge, who snuck into the Ark via Eggman's teleporter, offers to help Eggman find the Chaos Emeralds, and they plan a heist for Prison Island. Tails, who's heard about Sonic getting captured, rushes there in the Tornado Tube, but it turns out Amy already got there and is being cornered by Eggman. So Tails turns the Tornado Tube into a mech and fights Eggman off, then heads inside to fight Sonic. Meanwhile, after Shadow planting the explosives, Rouge heads into the armory and finds the Chaos Emeralds, but gets locked in a safe. And after another flashback with Maria, Shadow rushes back to save her, and after a run-in with the now free Sonic, Shadow uses Chaos Control to teleport him and Rouge off the island, and Tails flies Sonic and Amy off the island before it explodes. Later, Eggman announces that he is taking control of the Eclipse Cannon, and after firing at the fucking moon, says that he will wipe out the Earth if they don't allow him to be ruler in the next 24 hours. Okay, on a serious note, I actually like this plot point. Sure, this scene is very easy to not take seriously nowadays, but back then, my god. Imagine you played the Genesis games back in the day and you played them to the death and you were always laughing at Eggman, not taking him seriously, and then you get to this game where you literally blew up the fucking moon for no other reason, just to prove a point. Hell, even Sonic gets frustrated with Eggman thinking he went too far this time. He knows what he did and reacts to it. Again, I know this is impossible to take seriously nowadays, especially with a certain video circling around, but I'm putting myself in the shoes of someone playing this game for the first time. This shit is nuts, but in a good way. Anyway, back to the main story. So Tails decides to use a Chaos Emerald he won for saving the city from the missile back in Adventure 1. Eggman, having realized he has it, goes out to scout for him. And Rouge teases us with her one polygon, with hidden lore about Shadow, saying that she's actually on a hidden spy mission for the government to find out if Shadow is the Project Shadow created by Gerald Robotnik on the Ark 50 years ago. After a run-in with Eggman with his giant egg golem, Sonic and his friends take a shuttle that I guess Eggman was holding onto and it heads to the Space Colony Ark. On the way, the Master Emerald shards fly out of the shuttle and Knuckles collects them all, completing the Master Emerald. Tails, meanwhile, has been working on a new prototype for a fake emerald that is the same wavelength and properties, but not as powerful as a real one, but when combined with the real ones, it will cause an explosion. Eggman, knowing that Sonic and Tails are on the Ark, and finding out they have a fake emerald, captures Amy and forces Sonic to come and save her by handing over the Chaos Emerald. Sonic plans to give him the fake emerald so he'll blow himself up along with the Eclipse Cannon, killing two birds with one stone. But after tricking Tails into finding out which one is the real one, Eggman ejects Sonic into space with the last emerald, with Sonic presumed dead, but in reality, Sonic figures out how to use Chaos Control and summons himself off just in time. And this brings us to another question I gotta answer. How does Sonic know how to use Chaos Control just by seeing Shadow doing it? Really? Really, guys? Really? Did you not play Adventure 1? The Chaos Emerald turn your thoughts into power. That was the whole thing in Adventure 1. Sonic thinks about doing Chaos Control and therefore does it. And really, that's probably what Shadow does too. It's not that complicated. Anyway, let's wrap this up. Sonic heads to the Eclipse Cannon with Shadow meeting him there. Sonic takes him down and destroys the Eclipse Cannon while Eggman puts in the final emerald to power it up. But then a warning message appears showing us a teaser for the last story. Ooh, okay, we'll get to the last story after I talk about the gameplay, but I want to talk about how I actually like this story. I know people complain about the story all the damn time, citing it as stupid and full of plot holes. And honestly, you're not wrong, but I don't know. I can ignore the plot holes and just enjoy it for what it is. And honestly, the only big plot hole here is the Sonic and Shadow mishap, but I feel like I can ignore that just fine. But, you know, again, I'll leave that to your opinion. Alright, with all that out of the way, let's finally talk about the game before we get to the last story. Let's start by talking about the brand new characters, Rouge and Shadow the Hedgehog. Rouge. Now, I don't know what they were thinking when they were making this, but hey, I like the design, and no, not because I'm a horny teenager. I just think the design of her looks really nice and fits her character in the game. She teases Knuckles a lot, she's confident, she's crafty, and yeah, she's a bit of a hoe, but hey, what are you gonna do about it? Shadow, now look at this dude. Black with red highlights and gold rings. Pretty good character design, but if you can believe it, Shadow went through a lot of changes, including his name. His name was going to be Terios, which translates to reflection of, with designs and concept art basing Shadow around more of an evil Sonic. I like this and it fits more with the story, but I kind of don't at the same time. At face value, this design looks awesome, but I don't know, it just kind of looks like an evil version of Sonic and not much else, which is fine, but that's all it really has going for it, and also kind of redundant given what Metal Sonic is, you know, a metal evil version of Sonic. The design, the final design, while not as cool as these, makes him stand out more, and I like that better. It looks like a completely separate character, but I do still like the idea of Terios, and it'd be pretty cool to see him in the future, but at this point in the series with not that many characters, especially main characters, I think it was best to not have two characters just be copies of Sonic, you know? Maybe something to explore nowadays, but at this point, nah, it would have been just redundant. Alright, let's go into voice acting, presentation, and audio, and thank God, voice acting is so much better than before. They actually have, you know, emotions, which is something that Adventure 1 could not say in the slightest. It's not absolutely perfect, but way better than it was in Adventure 1, and helping that is the presentation. By God, the animation is a huge step up from before. Their mouths, they move, and they move realistically. They don't try to escape their faces, they move with the words, kind of we'll get to that. Their eyebrows are animated, showing anger, happiness, and all that. Look at Tails there, look at Tails. Yeah, get in there, Tails, show Eggman what for. It's not perfect. Like, could they not animate the entire eye going down? Is that bad? Is that hard of a thing? The only thing is that the animations are not handmade. 90% of them are mocapped. But hey, I'd rather have dated mocapped animation than whatever this was. Here, just about every animation feels unique and made for the cutscenes in mind. But not at the same time. You see, the voice acting is a major step up from last time. However, the audio mixing sucks. The music goes over the characters and it gets bad. Really bad.
Nitpicker! Nitpicker! Oh great, what now, disappointment? It's one of your new cast members, it's Crow Oliver!
Alright, what happened?
He made an... What? I can't hear you, what?
And the other problem is with voice mixing. Yeah, you heard me. Sometimes the characters will just randomly talk over each other. The main scene everyone points towards when talking about this is the I Found You Faker scene. But see, I think that one's okay because it just sounds like they're talking over each other on purpose. So that one I think is fine. But other times it doesn't sound right. And other times you get the opposite problem. There's way too long of a pause between some of the lines. The biggest example of this is when Knuckles is yelling at Rouge in the beginning with the Master Emerald.
What are you talking about? That emerald's mine. You got that?
This happens because Sonic Team thought it was a great idea to sync up the cutscenes with the Japanese dialogue and didn't bother to readjust it for the English dub. This is why if you watch the Japanese cutscenes, they're way more natural. If you're curious, I'd recommend watching Wendy's cutscenes on YouTube. They've retranslated the cutscenes by the Japanese script and made them YouTube subtitles, which is a crazy convenient. And there's one more audio error. But, from what I could deduce, is an HD remaster only issue. Yes, this game got re-released and remastered on Xbox Live Arcade, PlayStation Network, and Steam, just like SA1 did. And by the way, yes, the PC version is still a portable port. Fantastic. But with these HD remasters, they have one ear-grating flaw. A lot of the sound effects and music are decibels louder than they should be, leading to ear-grating audio. If you're playing this on PC, I highly recommend going into the audio mixer settings and turning down the game a good bit. But I guess you can try springing for that original GameCube release. As far as I know, there are no audio errors or anything like that. It's perfect in that regard. Though the audio mixing errors is all across all versions, no matter which, so you're not fixing that. Alright, let's talk about the soundtrack, which in a lot of ways is a step up from before, but also not as well. On one hand, it's a step up because now that every stage is unique with barely any repeats, every stage has its own music. No repeats at all, which was something that Adventure 1 did not have. Adventure 1, while having a great fucking soundtrack, replayed again and again and again and again when you had to play the stage with a different character, which in that game was a lot. But here, every stage, even if you're playing it in the same stage area, example being Tails' Mission Street and Shadow's Radical Highway, they have different music. The tracks themselves, they're great, but not as good as Adventure 1. However, there's more variety, and reasons for variety this time around. Sonic has your 90s fast-paced rock. Shadow has a more alt-rock to his music. Tails has a pop rock closer to his theme. Eggman has industrial hard rock. Rouge has jazz. And Knuckles has these corny ass rap music segments that are a huge guilty pleasure. They are so good.
You know me, the fighting freak Knuckles, and we're at Pumpkin Hill. You ready? I ain't gonna let it get to me. I'm just gonna creep down in Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here. I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head because I have no fear.
However, a part of Sonic's 90s tunes, they made Escape from the City, performed by Ted Pulley. This song is way too damn catchy. Everyone who is a Sonic fan knows about this song, probably more than any other song made for the series. There was even a petition once to make it the US national anthem. Do you think I'm joking? So while the music isn't as good as Adventure 1's, I'd argue that the music is better in Adventure 2 in the context of playing the game. Again, I do think Adventure 1's soundtrack in general is better, but I got a dog on it for being played so much. It was repetitive. However, here at Adventure 2, all the music is only played once, and they all fit within the theme of each character. So therefore, I'll say that in context of the game, Adventure 2's soundtrack is better, but the one I would go out and listen to on Spotify is SA1's. No contest. I even bought a physical CD of it for $64 on Amazon. Yes, I'm a madman, I know. Alright, let's finally talk about the gameplay. And though there are 6 playable characters, there are only 3 gameplay styles shared between them. Sonic and Shadow have your high-speed fanatics and platforming. Tails and Eggman have mech shooting stages, and Knuckles and Rouge have treasure hunting stages. Let's start with Sonic and Shadow first. They are basically Sonic stages in Adventure 1, only with some downgrades that I personally don't understand. They added a delay to the spin dash, which I'm guessing was a way to get rid of the spamming spin dash trick in Adventure 1, but I really like that. But I guess it's not a huge deal. I mean, I don't really use the spin dash that much in Adventure 2, but it's still kind of a shame they took it out. I don't really know if that was objectively the better decision to remove it or not, so I won't really dog on the game for it, but it does make me sad still. But I don't agree giving the spin dash a delay. I think that's dumb, but not a huge deal. But thankfully, while you're running and you hold down the spin dash button, you'll continue to run until you start spin dashing. So that's good. Sonic and Shadow now grind on rails, and man, this is a great addition. It's so fun to hop on a rail and hold down B to use your momentum to go faster. It's really fun, and it fits Sonic's character very well. Future games did this better, but hey, we're not talking about future games, we're talking about this game. One thing that Sonic gets that Shadow doesn't is the bounce bracelet upgrade, and this is great. I love this move. This plus the rail grinding gives you a lot of speed, because if you use the bounce bracelet on a rail, your momentum will carry over, and you'll gain a lot of speed. It's so much fun to use. Now for the more controversial stages, the Mech Stages and the treasure hunting stages. Let's start with the Mech Stages. I really like this style. It's fun to just run through the stage, homing in on as many targets as possible, and see them all die. My favorite part to do this is Weapons Bed, where you can sit and just aim down as many enemies as you can and let it rip and see all of them explode. It's very satisfying. People complain about the controls, and all I have to say to that is, look what you're controlling! Of course it's going to be stiff, that's kind of the point. You're driving a mech made of metal, and last I checked, it doesn't have wheels, so it controls how you'd expect it to. A giant mech. Now the question is, does it belong in a Sonic game? Yeah, seriously, aiming onto enemies and shooting them while outrunning them is perfect for a separate Sonic game style. Hell, if Eggman ever got a spin-off game, this would definitely be the style I would love to see for it. These mech stages being fleshed out in their own game would be really cool. Knuckles and Rouge had treasure hunting stages like Adventure 1, and do these work? Yeah, I'd say so. After all, it's a fast-paced collectathon. You see how fast Knuckles runs? This is definitely if a Sonic game became a collectathon. These work great. Minus the radar, kinda. Yeah, time to talk about it. Unlike Adventure 1 where you can detect any Chaos Emerald no matter where it is, it won't detect until you find it in the order they want you to find. Now I'll be frank, this isn't that big of a deal. Whenever I played this without reviewing it, it made no sense. But the more I thought about it while writing the script from a game design standpoint and comparing it to the first game, I'd see why they did it. Oh, I'm getting a bit controversial now, aren't I? Well, look, you see, the 3-in-1 radar worked in Sonic Adventure because the levels are bigger in Adventure 1 than they are in Adventure 2. Look at Red Mountain. This shit would be worse than any other Knuckles stage if it had only one radar. But think about it. Were there any Knuckles stages in Adventure 1 that you remember? I bet not, because they were over like that, and also reused stages as well. But I think that's more so the fact that you could collect the Emerald Shards wherever you wanted, which made the stages way too fast and forgettable. But again, that was fine for Adventure 1 because, to keep the pace going and the levels being so big, it was necessary. But here, where there are only 3 gameplay styles and they are all focused, I just think the treasure hunting stages would be a lot faster and more forgettable if they gave you the ability to detect 3 shards at once. Believe me, I'm not trying to defend Sonic Adventure 2 for nostalgia or personal bias, because before I wrote this script, I was with everybody else, but while thinking about it from the gameplay side of things, it makes a lot more sense when you think about it that way. It's like one of those gameplay mechanics that, like, as a kid, you're like, man, I wish it would do it this way, but you don't really think about what would happen if it was that way, you know what I mean? If you could detect every collectible at any time you want, then you would clear the first few missions in seconds. So for those, I understand why they limited the radar, but then we get to Death Chamber with Knuckles, where the level is so huge with multiple rooms upon rooms, you'll be there for almost 14 minutes. And then you go to Mad Space, which has a top and a bottom part of the level. So let's say you happen to misplace your lucky charms for that day and have an emerald shard on the bottom, then one on the top, then the last one on the bottom. You're going to spend so much time on the stage because you don't know whether to go down or not. Now, Rouge's levels aren't all that bad, which proves what I said about limiting the radar, because her levels are so small and okay up until Meteor Herd, which is the worst level in the goddamn game. Is it worse than Death Chamber? I'm not sure. That's up for you to decide, because in Meteor Herd, you have to search all over the small meteors, all over the place, and there's plenty of them, believe you me. But that's not the worst of it. The worst of it is having to deal with the goddamn gravity physics, which will haunt you to the end of your days, because all you want to do is move to a different meteor, but you can't until you find the rocket and head to the next one. But see, that one is the worst. But that one is not the most annoying. The most annoying is Rouge's security hall, because you have to find Chaos Emeralds in these vaults. But let's say you find one in level B, and Rouge can't dig through. That's because you have to go all the way out to the stage and hit a button to unlock the safe. Now that's not so bad, except you're timed. But you know, hey, the island's about to blow up, so that makes sense, right? Now that's true. However, the timer is set for 5 minutes, and you gotta wonder, why? Why is that?
Set the timer for 15 minutes. Let's go, Rouge.
5 minutes should be plenty. Here I go.
It's so annoying, and I understand not giving her 15 minutes because Shadow has to go through White Jungle in order to save her. That's okay, but who needs 10 minutes for White Jungle? I think those 2 times were reversed. No? Anyway, but here's the thing. Other than those stages, every gameplay style in this game, I think, is fairly solid. Will I replay the Mech Stages or Treasure Hunting Stages if I had the choice to? Yeah, Mech Stages, sure. Treasure Hunting Stages, I think about it. All 3 of these gameplay styles complement each other when playing the whole game front to back. Your speed sections are the fastest, the Mech Stages are about a medium, and the Treasure Hunting Stages are the slowest, but still being reasonable for a Sonic game. Can't have a platform without bosses, and returning for these are Rival Battle, which are better than Adventure ones, but literally a goat is better than that, so that's nothing. They're all fine and serve their purpose up until Tails and Eggman. While fighting, either Tails or Eggman will just shoot a laser, and I'm not talking about these puny lasers during laser tag, I'm talking about proper fuck you and your grandkids lasers. It just happens whenever, and might I mention, you can't use a super move, so you don't have a giant fuck you laser to use back at them. You just dodge it and hope you don't get shot. The rest of the rival fights are fine, not good or bad, just fine. The regular bosses are also good. I especially love Egg Golem. This definitely feels like a classic Sonic boss fight in 3D, and it's great. Some of them, I don't know whether I'm speedrunning or actually glitching the game. For instance, like fighting Bigfoot with Sonic, because you can get up on these boxes and jump and homing attack him, but he actually does go down to the ground so you can get a hit on him. Is the box method just another method, or was that an oversight by the developers? I'm not sure. A certain boss, I don't know whether the speedrun method is right, and this boss is King Boom Boo, because it doesn't tell you what to do. So I think the right method by the devs was for you to go back and forth until he decides to breathe fire, and then you go to the ghost and turn the lights on. But the speedrun method of you hugging the wall and eventually waiting for him to breathe fire is much quicker. But which method am I actually supposed to use? It beats me, but this boss sucks anyway, so like it matters. Alright, I think that's enough for the bosses. Now, this would be where I would talk about the Chao Garden, but honestly, I could spend a whole video just on that. So that's what I'm going to do. Most of the script is already written for it. It was just getting kind of long, so I think I'll save that for a dual weekend upload. So please, make sure to subscribe and watch that video when it comes out here next weekend, because if I'm going in depth on the Chao Garden, y'all better watch it. And now there's only one more thing to talk about, the multiplayer. This is the best multiplayer in the entire series, no contest. It's so much fun. But in order to tell you that, I'll have to bring on a special guest you haven't heard in a while. I'm Barney, he's Freddy, and...
Flintstones. Meet the
Flintstones. There you go. You got 3 game modes plus 2 extra Chao modes. And since I'm the only one that actually cares about the Chao Garden, I couldn't race with them, so it's just the regular old multiplayer for the Flintstones. So as I said, you get 3 game modes and 12 playable characters if you have the Battle DLC or playing Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the GameCube. I do think it's weird having DLC, but whatever, we're not talking about that. The 3 game modes are just like the game. You get racing, mech shooting, and treasure hunting. Whatever you think about the treasure hunting stages, they are a blast in multiplayer. Trying to find the emerald before your opponent does and bouncing around trying to dig for it leads to some great A moments.
You're out of context, Twitter.
I hear a dog.
Dog?
Wait, why are my controls? Oh. I don't know if they got locked up because of the power-up or...
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
I know.
Oh, okay, wait. Where is it? Quick! No! Where is it? Quick! Oh, my controls are reversed! No! Please!
Yeah, I know it. It's great.
Oh, I don't know how to do this. Please, he's about to... Okay. God damn it! Yes! Wait, where?
You got...
I have a head start. Where
they're
is
free
it?
and you're just trying to get like 2 out of 3.
Yeah. Where?
Spaghettios.
Where is it? Where is it? Oh, wait. I don't know where it is. Come on.
Okay, you're getting farther away, Danny.
No shit.
What? Oh no! You!
Look at this shit.
The mech shooting stages are pretty standard. Just shoot, and see who's the last one standing until one of them utter yosh! That's what you sound like. Oh! Wait, how? You can do like a tower defense kind of thing? with this stage, actually. Whoa! Bye. Sonic can save you now, Tails. When Mom says, alright, whoever wins, it's their turn on me. Yeah! I get the Xbox. But of course, the racing stages are obviously the feature presentation. Race across the stages to see who can get there first. Ow, ow. What the heck, man? Would you rather be fat and... Whoa, whoa, whoa! If you were to play this, like, without getting any of the upgrades, would you have the upgrades?
Yeah, wait, why? My controller.
Oh, wait, your controller go? Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
Fucking hell.
Oh, ow! Oh! You know what? Oh, I thought I had my power up thing. I've never. Ah! Oh. Got scared there. Come on, go! Go! No! I was trying to use it. Alright, another talent. Yeah, another talent for Sandy. What?
I'm going to draw.
Oh.
What are you doing?
I didn't do
Wait,
that.
did the game?
I didn't do that. It wouldn't be a good multiplayer thing. How did you catch up? You forgot that you could press A to bounce up, didn't you?
Shut up. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Oh, whoa, what? I had no, what? Oh, I did the thing, but okay. Oh, I hate this. Shut up! You go turn around. Oh, I actually didn't mean to do that. With certain characters, you have a super move, which you can activate after collecting enough rings, and they have different ones that are more powerful. Sonic, for instance, has a Sonic Wind that will damage the opponent by making a spiral. But if it collects even more rings, he can do a time stop, which then freezes time depending on how far away the opponent is. Amy is overpowered because of this, and I'm sure you're looking at the footage and you're like, huh? This is overpowered? Yes it is, because Amy might be slow, but she certainly makes up for it because of her super move, because she can activate them much quicker than any other character, making her overpowered as fuck the moment she can get a time stop move. You know the character in the GoldenEye games? Yeah, you know the one, that one. Amy is that character. If you want your friends to hate you, play SA2 and pick Amy and watch them weep. There's one last thing we need to talk about very quickly because there isn't that much to talk about. Kart Racing. It sucks. You know what it feels like? It feels like if a game shoved the Mario Kart clone into an already fleshed out game as a bonus. That's exactly what it feels like. I don't know who thought it was a good idea to put Kart Racing in this game, but what? Ah! I'm sorry. They heard me. The developers heard me. It's like, you hear what he said? You hear what he said about our, like, 20-year-old game?
Team Sonic Racing looks great.
Yeah, I know, right? This is gonna sound really mean, but this is Mario Kart for losers. Alright, let's finish this nitpick with the last story. With the cannon destroyed and it being activated, it is revealed that Eggman's grandfather Gerald Robotnik, filled with anger and grief from the government shutting down and killing Maria, programmed the Ark to destroy the Earth and humanity, which is probably why Shadow thought Maria wanted him to destroy the world, but anyway. A video of his execution... Wait, hold on. How did they get this? Wouldn't the government check this out? Do they think he's just going and say, I don't know, whatever. So since the cannon was destroyed by Sonic at the end of his story, the cannon with the power of the Chaos Emeralds makes a collision course towards Earth, so Sonic and Co. rush to the cannon's core so Knuckles can use the Master Emerald to shut down the space colony Ark. But on the way, the prototype of the ultimate life form spawns in, and Shadow, after having a talk with Amy, joins in after realizing Maria wanted Shadow to help protect the planet. So to keep his promise, he heads to Cannon's core and distracts Biohazard while Knuckles stops the Chaos Emeralds. But the Biohazard uses Chaos Control and attaches himself to the front of the Eclipse Cannon and starts to pull the Ark towards Earth. So Sonic and Shadow turn into Super Sonic and Super Shadow and they fight the final hazard. And man, oh man, if you thought SA1's final boss was atmospheric intense like I did, oh boy, you're in for a treat. Not only is the story tensity amazing, literally you trying to save a space colony from crashing into the Earth, you're also timed for 5 minutes, adding to the tensity. And if you stick around for about 3 minutes, the screen actually turns red and shows you and Shadow burning into the re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere. My god, this boss fight is amazing. And to top it off, Live and Learn, a song that fits this boss fight perfectly. You're facing something from the past coming to destroy the present. So what should the song be about? Learning from your past mistakes to face your present ones. And it's perfect! Even the main words, Live and Learn, could fit as a reference to both Sonic and Shadow facing the boss. along with fitting the lyrics surrounding it, and it's just amazing, man.
Sonic, leave it to me. I'll destroy it.
I'll collect the rings. Now it's up to you, Sonic.
Shadow, you need rest. Let me give it a try.
But what about the boss fight itself? Well, both Super Sonic and Super Shadow are fully controllable in space, which is amazing! I know there were kids who played Sonic 3 and unlocked Doomsday Zone and was like, man oh man, wouldn't it be so cool if you could control this in a 3D space? If I knew what 3D was, because it's Sega Genesis, but here we are! You can use Sonic and Shadow to hit these weak spots, and to get there you can either fly there regularly, or you can use the action buttons to dash quickly towards it. And again, I find this so cool! It does control a little weird, but hey, whatever, story of Sonic at this point. But you do have to worry about your ring limit, which quickly depletes, and if you start to run out, go over or under the final hazard to switch to either Shadow or Sonic to use them until you get hit. Again, adding so much tension to this boss, and I love it. God, this boss is so great. The boss itself is whatever, but just everything else surrounding it is just top notch. After defeating it, they used Chaos Control to summon the final hazard away, and Shadow, losing all his energy, falls to Earth, completing his promise to Maria, and then the Earth celebrates while the heroes mourn the loss of Shadow, with probably the best piano piece in the entire series then and now, ending Sonic Adventure 2. So it all comes down to this. What do I think of Sonic Adventure 2? I've always had a soft spot for this game. Truly, it was one of the first games to introduce me to this franchise, and I think it's aged fine in a lot of ways, but not in a lot in others. Are there better Sonic games than this even now? Yeah, probably, but nothing in my opinion can top the excitement I feel every time I boot this game up. Whether it's the Chao Garden, jamming out to escape from the city for the 100th time, the ending making me have a roller coaster of emotions every time I see it like I've seen it for the first time. No Sonic game, in my opinion, has really reached a point like that again, with the only thing close to that being Sonic Unleashed. I have a soft spot for Sonic Adventure 2, and I don't think I'll be giving it up anytime soon. This game will always hold a special place in my heart, and even putting away my bias, I still think the game has quality and variety, making it one of the best Sonic games along with its older brother.
Sonic Adventure 2 will always be one of my favorite games in the franchise. It may have aged horribly in many respects, but I think its quality is sorely missed, especially with games today in the modern franchise. Hopefully that'll be changing soon, but as of this point in time, Sonic Adventure 2 is sorely missed in terms of quality. But that's it. Do I hear coughing? What the...
Toto, is that you? We need to get you to the doctor right now. I want a full autopsy, doc. Just give it to me straight. He's gonna be okay? Is he gonna be okay? Oh, it's a regular cough, and the doc just gave him a cough drop, and now he's okay. Oh my god, you nearly gave me a heart attack, Toto. What the fuck? Oh, hi there. Welcome to the end card screen. Thank you all so much for watching this video all the way to the end. I greatly appreciate it. I need those watch time hours to help me in the algorithm. Make sure to check out some of my videos. Right on to your right, there should be two suggestions. The bottom one is Best Reviewer, and on the top will be my Balan Wonderworld video. So make sure to check both those out. I would be really happy if you did. I'll be doing a Chao Garden video next week, like I said. So please make sure to subscribe so you see that, because I'm going to be going in depth and everything. Full-fledged nitpick. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure to hit that like button. And also, real quick, on Twitter, I have a blooper from this episode. If one of the lines to you sounded a little bit weird, you will find out which one. Go check out my Twitter, and you will see which one it was. My Twitter is always in the description, as always, so go make sure to check that out. I will be posting it as when this video goes live, slightly before, like before it goes live. So yeah. So thank you all so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe if you're new.